Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, the ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee, which is conducting, obviously, its own investigation, which has made plenty of headlines already. Congressman Schiff, I appreciate you being with us. You probably can't comment on it, but I just have to ask, the reporting that we have that the FBI relied in part on the dossier to secure a FISA warrant, and that Director Comey cited the dossier in some of the briefings with Congress. Can you confirm any of that?
No, Anderson, you're right at the outset. I can't comment on this. I can tell you in terms of an update on our investigation that, you know, on a very positive note, I think the new Republican lead, Mike Conaway, is very serious about undertaking a thorough and a nonpartisan investigation. We've had a number of good conversations since he took over. I think we're very close to agreement on our initial witness list and the process going forward. So happily, I think the House investigation is very much back on track.
Can you say at this point, talking about your witness list, you know, Republicans have been working on putting that together, obviously Democrats as well. Have you finalized the list yet, and can you tell us who's currently on it?
You know, we certainly haven't finalized, you know, the length and breadth of the witnesses we're going to want to hear from, but they fall, you know, roughly into three categories. You have the analysts that produce the raw intelligence, or the raw analysis of the intelligence that went into the unclassified assessment that the public read about the Russian interference in our election. We want to make sure that the conclusions that the analysts reach are supported by that raw data. We also have witnesses that we would consider percipient witnesses that you know, would testify about different issues in terms of what the Russians did with the DNC or whether there was any coordination with U.S. persons. We have agency heads and others as other kind of witnesses. And obviously we need to sequence this so we get the documents from people first. We interview certain witnesses that will lead us to other witnesses. But in terms of the first tranche of witnesses, I think we're largely in agreement on those. And we're also, I think, largely in agreement on the logistics of getting the information we need prior to their testimony.
In the open hearing that you had, the first hearing where Director Comey testified, obviously, there clearly was a division between kind of the focus, the Republicans on your committee who were focused on leaks, which is obviously something the Trump White House wants, and Democrats and your focus. In the witness list, are you still seeing those kind of divisions, or the people, the Republicans want a witness list focused on leaks and Democrats on Russia's involvement?
You know, I think that we all want to hear from the witnesses that both sides are selecting, and I don't want to go into characterizing who's on what list. The most important point is I think that we're in agreement, at least on the initial witnesses that we want to bring in. You certainly saw a different focus in that first open hearing. One of the things that I said at the outset, the reason that we chose to focus in the first hearing on that issue of collusion or coordination is it's among the least understood, at least at that point, by the public. Now, we didn't know that during the course of that hearing that Director Comey was going to disclose that the FBI was doing its own investigation. But I thought it was important that the public understand why we were concerned about the issue. Obviously, a lot of my Republican colleagues thought it was important for the public to understand why they were concerned about the issue of leaks. But I think it's safe to say that we want to cover all of this ground. We want to cover whether the intelligence community got their assessment right. We want to cover how the U.S. government responded to this, what accounted for what certainly looks like a very lethargic reaction, the issue of collusion, the issue of leaks, all of these things we intend to explore.
Congressman Schiff, I appreciate your time tonight.